Hello. Today I'm going to talk about signal generators, or at least my little experience of them. I've been dabbling on and off in this business for a while. I used to work in the manufacturing industry professionally, aligning radios, but anyway, that's got nothing to do with this. One of the first signal generators I bought was a trio. I was doing ham radio at the time. I had a lot of good experiences with trio 2-meter transceivers, and so at the time I thought trio was the bee's knees. So when I wanted a signal generator, off I went and bought a trio. And what a load of garbage that was. I'll be flashing up a photograph on the screen so you can have a look. I mean, it looked really nice. And another good feature was that I could put it on the shelf above my transceivers, and it looked very pretty. But that's about where it ended. There was no calibration to tell you how many microvolts was coming out of it, signal strength, anything like that, none of that. You had a pretty dial which you tuned to the frequency, but the output level was controlled by what amounted to a volume control, and that was it, just a volume control, not even any scale or calibration on it. So you reduce the output from the signal generator by turning down what was the volume control, and you reached a point on some frequencies that as you turned it down, the signal would go down, and then it suddenly started coming up again due to some interaction between the radio frequencies and the impedance of the variable resistor. So it was an absolute load of garbage. Later on, when I became wiser, I got a much better signal generator. I got a Marconi. You can't go wrong with Marconi. I had a Marconi 2008. Got it on the surplus market. It was quite expensive then. Fabulous piece of equipment, as you'll see on the screen flashing up. Fabulous. It did just about anything and everything you could want, but it was a bit old. That was the only thing. It was old when I got it, and it did have its problems because of its age. And yet now I see on eBay, like 40-50 years later, they're still selling that same make and model on the surplus, used market for absolute silly money. So I mean, when I had it 40 or 50 years ago, it had its day then. It was good, brilliant, but it served its purpose. It was getting a bit worn out. But now, 50 years later, they're still for sale for silly money. Right, but that's got nothing to do with this. What we're looking at the moment is one of these cheap and cheerful Chinese signal generators. Now, unlike other people that have had one of these and just done a quick video and that's it, I've been using this for about 2 months on and off, and so I can give a better report of what it's like, and we'll also see if it works. So we'll switch it on, plug it in first of all, main supply, and now we'll switch it on. My experience of this so far was that when you come to switch it on, it's a bit of a lottery as to whether it comes on or not. Switch on. Well, it didn't. We'll try again. Depends which way you hold your tongue. Try again. Now this time it's come on and it's showing the right things on the screen. Sometimes when it comes on, you'll get different things on the screen. You won't get the signal strength, or you won't get the modulation tone. You won't get the levels or whatever. It's very much pot luck as to how it comes on, and so you have to do a bit of trial and error until it comes on in the right way. But when it is on and it hasn't crashed, it's pretty good. It really is. because unlike my Trio, which was rubbish, at least you can vary the signal strength of this up and down. So we'll plug it into the radio now. Turn up the volume. And there we are, minus 124 dBs into the little radio. You press one of these keys. It's very very hard knowing what to do, but you press one of these keys like the function key. At the moment the little arrow is pointing to 124. So if we use the up and down keys there, we can change the signal strength. Well, we did, but of course, as you can see, it's gone off, it's failed again. Okay, switch off. I mean, this is a genuine test. These are about £80 to £100 on eBay. Switch on again. Here we are. Now let's try again. See, now the signal strength is varying 122, 121, so it's going stronger. If we wanted to change something else, we can press the F1 key and the arrow will point in a different direction. That arrow is now pointing to the frequency, so we could change the frequency with the up and down keys or on the keypad. Press F1. Now the arrow is pointing to that. Something else you could change, F1. Now it's pointing to frequency. We could change the frequency steps. Go back to there. Move back to the levels. And we can go to quite strong. And it goes to about 70ish dB. Now 70 incidentally 75, 73, 77, 78, should go to 73. 73 dBs is S9. 73 is S9 and it's showing as S9 on the bar graph. This is as it came from the factory. I've not been inside this handheld yet. The calibration point for radios in the shortwave band is that minus 73 dBs is an S9 signal. Now, I have seen all kinds of figures bandied about watching videos on YouTube, but I will flash on the screen the official documentation. The official documentation says that the standard, international standard, is minus 73 dBs indicates an S9 signal on shortwave, and 27 megs is shortwave. So it goes up to an S9 signal. 70 there, goes to minus 70 dBs. So it just goes over the S9 signal, which is perfect. It's great. And we can go down and down and down with the signal strength and get a realistic figure for the sensitivity of this little radio. So when it works, it's really good. Here, minus 121, the signal's going down now, you see. Minus 127, still there. We could plug in a cyanide meter and get a proper reading. Turn that down, we don't want too much noise on this recording. But that is it. When it's working, it's great, but it's not 100% reliable. As you've seen, it can throw fits, and sometimes you have to switch it on and off many times until you actually get the right condition on the screen that's fully operational. For a cheap piece of test equipment, it's great, but it can be a pain trying to get it to switch on in the right conditions, as you saw. We'll switch it off now and we'll switch it back on again and see what happens out of interest. Didn't come on. Try again. Didn't come on. Now it's come on, and it's right. So, tell you when it works, it's okay. But if you was trying to do things in a hurry, well, I don't know. It's good value, extremely good value for money. It does its job, but you've got to be aware that it can be not 100% reliable. What more can I say? That's a genuine report of my findings, using it over a period of about 2 months. And as you've seen here, you've got to be very careful when you switch it on, and hope that it does switch on. But if I was doing this for a living and I had a customer come in and put his CB on the bench and say, fix that for me or tell me the cyanide, and I switched the Sig Gen on and it wouldn't switch on, well, what can you say? Okay, that's it, that's enough of this little video. What am I going to do with the Sig Gen now? Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Thank you for watching.